cats. Hello and welcome to Trivial Debates, episode 91, Farscape edition, where we're not just gonna get Farbot, we're gonna get Magra Farbot. All right. This is the game where we debate in 6 different categories of movies, TV, music, sports, history, and Wildcard. And then there's a speed round with 6 more questions or debates. So, yeah, maybe... Oh, there's one more rule. Do you see? You can draw all your attention to the square in the upper left corner there of your screen. That's my side. That's your side. My side, your side, your side, my side. We got that? All right. We're ready to start now. So we had to get that out of the way. All right. So our first category.
Oh no!
Is
introductions
let's introduce people. Oh, well, I didn't introduce myself either. Look, I'm excited to hear some Farscape. You know, don't get to talk about Farscape often. I think it's the most underrated, underwatched show, maybe like ever, because I love this show. There's probably only one show I like better than this show, and it was hard to get people to want to debate about this show. It blew my mind. It blew Murphy's mind. Word Pilot down there, our first debater. Word Pilot. Why does nobody watch Farscape?
I have no frelling clue why nobody watches Farscape, and the few people that I knew that did watch Farscape, that I was like, oh, they'd be excellent guests, just didn't answer me or turned me down. So here I am, filling in for the seat. Normally, I'm the mad producer behind everything that goes on, but this time around, I get to be a contestant, and I get to debate Farscape with these fine folks. So let's
Yeah,
jump
all right.
ships.
And moving on to our next debater here tonight, the mighty wit of Jennifer Lee Rossman. You guys are up against a real competitor here tonight, that's for sure. Are you excited to talk Farscape, Jennifer?
Yes, I watched it for the first time like a year and a half ago. Never heard of it before. Immediately became my favorite show ever. It's just so good, and why does no one know about it? It hurts my heart.
Me too. That's what it's insane, but in all the best ways. It's like that's what I tell everybody. They're like, oh, I got a bunch of shows on my list. I'm like, no, bump Farscape to the top of the list. You'll thank me later. Like, Anyway, you're 100% correct. And our next, look, we had to have a competitor from Down Under for this Farscape episode. So we have Trav, the Thunder from Down Under.
I'm different. I watched Farscape when it originally aired, so I was like, "Oh my god, this is a half Australian produced sci-fi show." And then when you watch it and the Australian accents annoy you shitless, which it did for me when I was young, very
much. You live in Australia?
Yeah, and I don't know how to put it. Australians acting with Americans stick out like sore thumb. And also, I don't know how to put it. Farscape had some wacky characters anyway, like Chiana alone. Like that Australian accent with the squealer. It was very weird when I was a kid, and I was a bit more serious. But I watched it, I think I started watching it again in the late 2000s, and I was like, oh my god, why the hell did I stop watching this? This is actually really, really good. Mainly for Rigel, to be honest.
I love Rigel as well. But I love a lot of the characters in this show, if not all of them. And like Chiana, she kind of drops her Australian accent or like does something different, it seems.
Well, so she has like I want to say, like she's trying to do an American accent, but she can't do it quite well. So it's sort of a weird mix.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. It sounds alien. All right, well, let's get into it, shall we? Oh, World Mind's gone. But he'll be back, I am sure. So, our first... Oh, here we go. We're back. He's back. Oops.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. My thing whole freaked out. It's all good. I'm back. It's good. It's okay.
Okay, movies.
All the questions while he was gone.
Give me a ding, ding, ding.
Yes, getting to the ding ding dings. 1 second, 1 second. Dinging,
Gotta have a ding,
dinging.
ding, ding.
I'm dinging. We're dinging.
Movies. Oh wait, there's an image for that too, isn't there? You know, I'm not usually the image guy. Okay, movies. No, there isn't. Okay,
Yes, there is.
is there?
Yes, there is.
1 second. This is. Oh, wow! Look at that. Okay. Pick the best movie franchise to insert Moya's crew into for a crossover movie. And first up is World Mind. Why not you?
Actually,
You're familiar with the show. What?
It's Jennifer first.
Oh, it's Jennifer up first? Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Jennifer.
Mhm.
You chose. I have that here. All right. Well, just tell us what you chose. I'll find the image.
1 second. Let me add the timer because I had to add those. All right, we're good.
Here we go. There we go.
National Lampoon's Vacation movies. At their core, they are about a man who has been put into situations he does not want to be in, going on a road trip with people he does not understand or particularly like. How easy would it be when the Farscape crew goes to Florida and that when they all come to Earth for them to go on a trip with the Griswolds? I could see Cousin Chiana and I just imagine Clark complaining that the Aurora chair doesn't have a cup holder. It fits the vibe so perfectly. It's wacky and ridiculous, but there's family at the heart of it.
Very good. That's a good opening volley.
Thank you.
I mean, it would immediately be my favorite National Lampoon's movie. Good.
Mhm.
All right, so let's sing it, rub off the ring rust here. See if I can do this. I suppose my pick for movies, this question, was someone, a film that's dear to my heart, something that's dear to a lot of science fiction hearts, and that's Serenity. The sequel to the famed series Firefly. Serenity, I think, would be an excellent crossover with Farscape. Imagining, why are all the names escaping me right now? Malcolm Reynolds running past with oh jeez, I'm terrible at this. John Crichton. These two coming across, I think, would make an excellent introduction to sort of like a sci-fi crossover universe. Having Moya and Serenity cross paths. Oh wow. All right, well. Okay, whoa, chill. Davin, you're muted. I don't know if you're trying to talk to us.
Oh, I was, yeah. All right, cool. Not your finest work, I said, Murphy. All right, you'll come back. You know what? Everyone loves a comeback. So, Trek Trav.
So, what is that, timer? Yeah. So I picked Guardians of the Galaxy, but to be honest, it's kind of already Farscape anyway. But I definitely think that James Gunn, I'm pretty sure, said that an influence was Farscape. But the characters match really well. There's the same kind of zany humor. Ben Browder and Chris Pratt. I say Ben Browder is, I find, more funny and he has a dry wit. But overall, having Rigel there and having Aaron in there kicking ass, I feel like each character would get along with their respective character. Like Aaron would get along with anyone who kicked ass. Groot would get along with Rigel in some weird, wacky way. The entire universe sort of matches as well. It's sort of that absurdity of the aliens and the characters and the situations with Farscape, which is what drew me to it, which was it would do things that other sci-fi didn't normally do. So I think they fit really well.
Okay. Do we have background music now?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad I'm not hallucinating. All right, open debate.
Okay. Let me just refine.
Yeah, try to
myself.
get in there, Murphy. You need to score a
Listen,
couple points.
Zoe and Dargo meeting in the same room would be wonderful screen time. You know, having Kiana and why can't I remember her name? But the crazy
Chiana?
one, not Chiana, but in
River.
Firefly and Serena. Sorry.
River.
Yes, River. Thank you. I knew it was an R. I wanted to say Robin, and I knew it was wrong, and it was holding me back. Thank you so much for that. River and Chiana, you know, being wacky and all that, and these people crossing paths to like overcome some black market under scheme thing that involves the higher scientist, with the blue gloves and all that, and it would just be a fun sort of mixed romp adventure. Coming across the likes of Guardians of the Galaxy would be so watered down by Marvel and Disney. I don't think it would have the same heart and sort of a adult cutting edge that Farscape's known for. And Christmas or like the Griswolds is an interesting choice. I feel like you know, Clark Griswold would just be too busy trying to imagine every alien in like a bikini and worrying about his pool to be concerned about the intergalactic affairs of whatever comes across a black hole from Farscape.
Somebody else get in there.
I actually think that Vacation would make a good episode of Farscape, like put them in a similar scenario in Farscape, but I don't think that having the two crossover would be sort of ideal. And I think Serenity's too much of a, I want to say it's space western dark universe. Like, yes, I keep forgetting names while I'm talking. Ben Browder has a similar personality to Nathan Fillion, but other than that, like the Serenity universe, and I'm sorry, the Serenity show, I'm going to piss a lot of people off, is really dull. The movie's great. Serenity, really enjoyed. Saw that first for some reason, but the show was really dull to me. So I think that to maintain the energy of Farscape, it needs to be put into something where all angles of that universe are possible in terms of, and I do think that Guardians of the Galaxy can get adult. I think James Gunn would have made it that way. But I certainly think the characters would fit into the world of Guardians of the Galaxy better than Vacation or Serenity.
Jennifer.
So I think that you guys are focusing on aliens crossing over. Farscape is the story of John Crichton not knowing what the hell's going on. And that is Clark Griswold most of the time. Serenity isn't wacky enough to go with Farscape, I don't think. Guardians of the Galaxy definitely is. I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy is the same heartbreaking quality that Farscape often has by surprise. Like I cried about
Farscape will make you cry. Farscape will make you cry.
Yeah. I just, especially Serenity, I don't think there's no wacky aliens. It's just people. I don't see that really. I don't feel like the humor would mesh well there.
I think the humor could mesh well there because it's always so subverted, and then being introduced to aliens could be like a sort of what the fuck, and then we get used to it and then make new jokes. Ran out of time.
Mostly I just wanted to not pick science fiction shows or movies.
Griswolds, wow. Is that a left field?
That's kind of what I thought would like throw you guys off.
Murphy,
I
you
didn't know
came
how to
back and made some pretty good points in the open debate, Murphy. You comported yourself well there, but you didn't get the point. Trek Trav, you almost sabotaged your way into getting this point. Like by sabotage, you almost sabotaged Jen's argument enough to get it. Like I'm giving the point to Jennifer, but Trek Trav almost poked a huge leaky hole in it with it would make a better episode than a TV show, because or than a movie, I should say, because that played off something you yourself said, which was that it's like it reminds you of the episode where he goes home.
What does it?
And
Well,
it just would have been a great episode after the one where they go back to the
prequel.
planet. Like it could have
Yeah.
just been the next episode. But
Yeah.
you get the point. You made some great debate points, but also I don't really like the vacation movies. But now I want to watch the Farscape one. So it's like I think it elevates that more. Whereas just like I think you guys were right about Serenity. It's just like the tones are too wrong.
I think the characters would get along, but the shows wouldn't.
Yeah, and Guardians of the Galaxy, they're almost just too much the same. Though,
Well,
for a lot of reasons.
that was. I
more.
think that they would fit in well. That's all it was.
I think so too. Like you could see that like easily just yeah. But anyway, first point, Jennifer. It's good debate there. It was a tough one. By the end of it. All right. Next up we have TV. Oh, I see how you did this. See, you moved all my things around, but now I see how you did it, and it makes more sense, Murphy. All right. So,
yes.
All right. So, TV, best character to base a prequel series on. Who's first up this time?
Should be in that list there.
So Murphy, you're up first.
Alrighty, I choose the wonderful Gaius Crace.
Bylar Grace?
Bylar Crace, yes, sorry, I had Baltar in my head. Gaius Baltar Crace, I think, would be a wonderful introduction to a show. It would be almost the same type of character development, you know, from his younger years in the Peacekeeper, academy, so to speak, being converted and sort of arm twisted into evil and dastardly genocidal ways that the Peacekeepers are known for, being brainwashed, but trying to do his best to help those without them knowing, you know, the higher ups knowing about it. Watching him go from, confused youth to disturbed bad guy and ultimately beloved anti-hero in his climactic ending in Farscape, I think would make an interesting tie-in show.
I like the way you wrapped up your argument there. All right. Who's up next? It would be Trev. Is that who you meant? That's not who you sent me.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But
Okay.
Can I point out, just look at that picture, Aaron's son.
Yeah.
That is a reason for a prequel in itself.
She's very beautiful. There's no question.
If Claudia Black could play Aaron Soon when she was younger, I would have selected that. But I think the character itself, it's similar to Craig's in that you could sort of explore leanings in different areas and stuff like that. But I think with her, there had to be a deeper, I want to say, negative feeling about doing the things she was doing. I think her being a child and growing up, you get to see sort of from the ground up her becoming that soldier and her dedication. Like you see that sort of twinkle of her changing. Also, just to have and I mean this in a nice way, I love a badass female as a gay man. That I like that. So like a Sigourney Weaver-esque battle character. Claudia Black was fantastic. Like I love her in Pitch Black, Stargate. I only started watching Stargate again for Claudia Black. Like I think Aaron has so many layers and so much growth in Farscape that you could easily go back and lay the groundwork for that. As that sort of loneliness. Oh, damn it.
Save it for the open debate. All right.
Devin, just one quick producer's note. Don't bring up the image right away. Let the speaker begin and then bring it up like 2 seconds or something after they start.
Yeah, I realize it 2 seconds after I do it every time. Don't worry, I'll get it.
When you're ready, Jen.
So I picked Granny Noranti because picture it, Sicily. The uncharted territories. Noranti is old. She has had a life, and we know nothing about it. We don't know where she's from. We don't know who she's met. We don't know what adventures she's had. Maybe she doesn't either. She's old. She might not remember it well. If you did a Noranti prequel, you have free reign. As long as you don't kill off the character, you can do anything with her and then just have her never talk about it. So just gather around, let Granny tell you a story every week. Maybe some of them are even true.
Interesting. All right. Conceding the rest of your time? All right.
All right, like a pro.
So, 4 minutes, open debate, fire it up. I mean, I'm of course down for any more Farscape. I mean, the sequel is criminal that it never happened or anything. But anyway.
I've been watching Smallville for the first time. And I'm enjoying it. But one of the things that everyone says, like, when you do a prequel like Smallville, you know certain characters are going to survive because this is Superman, this is Lois Lane, this is Lex. These are the people who are going to be important. You are constricted by the narrative that has already been told. Noranti has no narrative. We literally just know that her planet was destroyed. She had a person she cared about. We don't know his name or anything about him. You can tell unlimited stories without breaking canon. And we know what happened with Aaron and Grace. We know where they end up. We don't even know how Granny got on the cargo ship, do we? She was just
she just shows up one day and she's like there.
Yeah.
And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying about that. I guess it could be a Tales of the Crypt Granny sort of show to some degree. I guess that could be interesting. And as far as Trav goes with the Aaron son, I feel like we technically already got her story throughout Farscape, and her with John, and even all the backstory and why they fell in love and everything like that. With Grace, we pretty much get like the final act of his story, and yeah, there probably wouldn't be a lot of drama in his potential death because he would have the plot armor. But to be introduced to new characters around him that influence his overall arc and their potential fatalities or, fates, you could say, that I think there's some intrigue in storytelling too. With the I can't remember her name. I just
Noranti.
Noranti, thank you. With Noranti, it's
wrinkles.
It's wrinkles and no helping, Judge, no helping. Quiet you. Noranti, it's Trav, help me out here.
Noranti's a good background character. Like, that mystery is only there because it serves the jokes that she's trying to tell in the background. And I think that Grace, I don't know how he's an anti-hero. He just sort of did some good things at the end when he stole Pal's life. Anyway, I just think that Grace goes too far up. I don't think that you see his character change within the show. I think Aaron, there was a lot of background change in the show. And I think Noranti, yes, she has that freedom of continuity, but at the same time, she has nothing in there at all. And in order to explain her, you have to take away the elements that made her good, which is not knowing anything and her being amusing and doing random weird things.
She may have been
whereas I think Aaron, you could see her grow from like a normal child to the indoctrination. You could see the foundations of the organization that she's growing up within, which I forgot the name of because
Peacekeepers.
The Peacekeeper. I was thinking of the movie. The Peacekeeper. But you can see the Peacekeepers up close and personal. I think with Grace, you could do that, but his character growth wouldn't be in there. It's in Farscape. Noranti is just a little bit empty. Although, it would be an interesting show, but a bit empty. But I think Aaron is better because she has more depth.
Well, he did a lot of the work for you, Murphy, but you're getting the point.
Hey,
Tech Trav did a lot of the work for you, though, in taking down Jennifer. It's Jennifer. You were right about the narrative and how it's unlimited potential, but I also it never came across in Trek Trav kind of said to the contrary, like, why should I care?
Yeah.
About seeing a whole bunch more Naranti. Whereas Murphy, the thing your opening point never really that put you ahead, and it never really changed. The fact that I like the idea that you said about enriching that narrative that he has. Like Trek Trav, I think your biggest knock against Murphy's also works against Aaron, which is just I think you see both of their character developments in Farscape, both Crace and Aaron. So
we saw a lot of her story in flashbacks.
Can I just say, the Naranti show does it actually sounds like out of all three of them, that's the one that would just be out of this weird to watch. It'd be quite fun. But at the same
might be
time,
the most Farscape.
Aaron and Crace are very similar.
Yeah, it was close between Aaron and Crace kind of at the end. But yeah, Murphy, I think I kind of want to see, just because he has such a dramatic end, I think enriching that and building up more context to all of that could be kind of amazing. So yeah, point word pilot. Speaking of pilot, is that not the greatest puppet ever built? I love
greatest.
I've been told we're not a puppet.
What?
Some people on Twitter get very upset if you call it a puppet.
Fair enough.
It's a creature.
Yeah, it's a creature. Fair enough. It's a creature shop. Jim Henson's creature shop.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Naranti is a great pick because my brain instantly went to Crypt Tales of the Naranti, and I was like, or Tales of the Crypt Naranti, and I was like, that would be an interesting show.
I
could watch that.
Just fill in the history of Farscape, and Naranti was always there in the background.
Yeah, it did make me care a little more about Naranti when you mentioned the fact that she did have someone she cared about that she mentioned, and you could kind of play off a few of the things she did mention, but she didn't mention a lot because she wasn't around a whole lot. But anyway, good debates. So next up is music. What is the best random moment to have the Farscape theme play? And the way I had it in my head was it just starts to play, and everybody could hear it. Maybe you just hear it, but in my mind everybody just starts hearing the Farscape theme. But maybe it's just you. Doesn't matter. But that's random moment to have the Farscape theme play. Trav is up first.
Okay. I wasn't going to pick the obvious dirty one because I'm a mature adult. I picked On the Way to Work. And that was because I would love it to just turn on when it's going to be a bit of a screwed up day. When you're heading to work, you're just looking around oh, that music's playing again. I'm going to have a fucking horrible day. And I think it's perfect because obviously the Farscape music is both the best and weirdest sci-fi theme song ever. And some days at work, you just know it's going to be bad. And I just like a little bit more pre-warning on that drive in the car while I'm sipping my coffee. I just want to know that I'm going to be walking into a shitstorm. And the Way to Work randomly is where the theme song for Farscape should play. And that's what happened.
Very good.
All right. I believe Jen's next.
So I picked, if you were in a 90s high school movie, in the door, everything slows down, the focus goes kind of blurry, music starts playing, Farscape theme song. Because when you fall for someone, you feel like you've been sucked through a wormhole. You are stuck out in these new random weird feelings you don't understand, but you just want to look up at them with the stars and the galaxies in your eyes and say, I want to share the wonders that I've seen. It's weird and scary, but it's a beautiful feeling. It's I had more and I forgot what I was going to say. Damn it.
Save it for open debate. It'll come back.
I had a whole thing written out. I practiced it.
Oh wow! It'll come to you. I was gonna say that was amazingly poetic. So, yeah. All right, let's go. World pilot.
All right. So my answer, not too unsimilar to Trav's, but a little more broader in the sense that I was going with the transit we all go through, public transit, whether it be plane, train, or giant bus, autobus, school or public. I think it would be interesting every time you were to step onto one of these vehicles. The Farscape theme would kick in, letting you know that you're going to be on a very weird and wacky adventure as you meet all sorts of life forms on the public transit and off the public transit in transition. Boy, would it be an entertaining experience everywhere you go to have the music play and the people around you to also hear it and wonder where it is coming from too, as they get sucked into the wormhole of weirdness that is the Farscape theme, which everyone should watch the show.
It's kind of like
wait, no, this is all of us now, right?
Yep, open debate.
Bingo.
All right.
I don't well, to begin, I guess, driving in your car with the Farscape theme is not much different than playing it on your radio, so I feel like that's kind of a atypical selfish experience. And Jen,
but if you're approaching work, though, is what I'm saying. If you're approaching work and it's going to be a shit day, that is when the music plays.
Remember, it's randomly plays. But yeah,
randomly plays to suit your day.
Well, see, even I wouldn't want it randomly playing to identify I'm gonna have a shit day, because like that could be every day and it could get pretty annoying.
So cynical.
So I would like to try and associate it with fun, wacky times. And on Jen's point about the love and the weirdness and the strange feelings, you're pretty apropos to all that, and I can't quite think of something to say against that other than I don't need the added pressure of all that with the music. So yeah.
But the weirdest thing about Jennifer's one is when she was explaining like that feeling of love and that mysticism, because I'm sitting there and going, actually, the theme is so chaotic and random. Yeah, that kind of is like romantic feelings and that kind of craziness. But at the same time, I don't want it to be that song. I want it to be, I don't know, Adele. I don't want it to be Farscape. If Farscape's playing, it's going to get freaky and weird later on. And public transport, I get it. I catch public transport. Whenever there's a meth addict or some other drug user on there, it's always a fun time. But I don't want the added chaos. I want to hear what the crazy person's saying while I pretend not to listen to them. On the way to work, I want to know whether my day is going to be crap, because not every day is 100% crap, just most of it.
So, Farscape is the greatest love story ever told, in my opinion. So
I agree with you.
Imagine every time you see your crush, this theme song updates a little. In the first season, John Crichton is just saying, "Help, I'm stuck, get me out of here." In the fourth season, it's, "Look at this amazing thing. Look at my family that I have now." So imagine if at a certain point in your romance that the other person starts to hear it too. That, I think, goes along with the amazing feeling of Farscape and love. And in the first season, John Crichton absolutely was having a terrible day at work. But eventually it stopped being.
I definitely think, though, that if the Farscape music is playing for romance, it's gonna get weird somewhere along the line. Like that's a bad relationship coming along. Like I love Aaron and John, but that music is not for falling in love in the sense of it's going to get weird, it's going to be terrible, you're going to end up hurting yourself, most likely doing things you don't want to do.
I mean, realistically, that's gonna pop up at the most awkward times, and
I mean,
with that, if that
talking,
song crescendos while you climax, I don't know if that would be an enjoyable experience.
Well, if you're talking about things that you don't want to do, getting on public transport. I've never enjoyed being on public transport, and the Farscape.
I bicycle.
That's
bicycle.
I think that's the point. I think having it in your car on the way to work is probably the most comfortable way to do this.
Well, that was a fantastic debate.
God damn.
But yeah, I mean, Jennifer, you just nailed that one. So like, point Jen. I mean, well, I almost shed a tear, like, because like it is the greatest love story ever told. Because like all the odds were against it. Like, yeah, 100%.
You're in a living relationship.
Yeah. Damn.
Multiple ways.
Yeah. As soon as you sent me your answers, Jen, I messaged Murphy. I was like, you better be prepared. I think Jen understands the assignment. All right. Well, good debates all around. I mean, as much as it plays randomly, Murphy did kind of skewer you with the like it's just playing music in your car thing. There, Trav. Yeah. All right. Next up is sports. Sports. Which character would make the best soccer sports announcer? Oh no, I was supposed to remove the word soccer.
So was I.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, actually, that was you. Which character would make the best sports announcer? Choose the character and the sport. So, Jennifer's up first.
Is she?
Oh,
according to this list, you have me here.
Wasn't she up first last time? I think it should be Trev now. Or wait, is it Jennifer?
Okay, well,
maybe it is.
We'll
maybe
just
it is. We'll go with Jen. No, we'll go with Jen. That's fine.
So
okay.
Aaron and baseball. I thought John would have told her about it, and then she gets overconfident and thinks I can announce this. And Manning steps up to the plate. I don't know why they called it plate. Plates are not shaped like that. He's doing a little wiggle dance for reasons John did not explain to me. He hit that ball very far. He's rounding first base. He's not even stopping to kiss the first baseman, John, that's first base, right? Yeah, I thought so. Second base. Okay, I know second base. That's the boob one. Why is his shirt still on, John? Right now, people are singing about peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Cracker Jacks don't matter. I don't understand this. I hate baseball.
The craziest thing is that sounded like baseball announcers because it's so slow. They just end up chattering about bullshit the whole time. Like, yeah, that's funny. Here's Count Morbid. When has anyone been in love and it doesn't get weird? Anyway,
don't say anything to that.
All right, World Pilot.
My choice of things was the wonderful world of wrestling. Imagine Kiana with Michael Cole.
Oh, I forgot to show.
Jen,
just give me 1 sec. I forgot to show her image. There.
Yes.
All right, go.
Yeah, Kiana and wrestling. Imagine. So in wrestling, there's always two people announcing. There's the straight-laced announcer like Michael Cole here on the right, he always plays the good guy, the telling it like it is, but then you always have the wacky character, the one that plays on the side of the heels, and that would be Kiana. She would be able to curse on air and no one would be able to understand her. She would be able to hype up the bad guys and everything that they do. Kiana would be an excellent professional wrestling announcer. She's vibrant, she's colorful, and Chiana would be one of the best wrestling announcers in all of WWE and all of Galactic Wrestling. I would love to see that. That's my choice for the sports question.
Even though it's not a sport, I let him include it because I know it hurts his heart when he hears that.
Don't make me argue if it's a sport or not.
Not right now. It's not the show. It's not a show for arguing and debating. But yeah, I was going to show these again because these ones made me laugh. There's Aaron doing baseball. And Chiana doing the wrestling. Pretty fun. All right.
And Trav's is
Rigel, and it's golf. And the reason I picked this, because Rigel is the kind of person who wants to do something pretentious and horrible, and thinks that it's going to make him seem more impressive and important. And then he would turn up at golf and just hate it, which happened a lot in the show when he did a lot of those things. It would backfire on him. So he'd just be spending hours and hours watching humans hit around a ball. He would hate it. Eventually, he would just, I don't know, fireball, urinate somewhere just to stop the game. Like, I can just imagine all of that pomp and circumstance to try and be sort of, I'm playing golf. This is a big human game. And then just hating it so much that he wants to kill himself by the end. And his dry wit would be like, every shot would just be him just complaining about the game. And I think I would like that because I don't watch golf, but I've watched golf for someone telling me how shit it is. Happy Madison.
All right. Open debate. This is going to be fun.
Oh,
okay.
If you put
Jen, you go ahead.
I was going to say, if you put Rigel anywhere near a golf course, they're going to try to use him as a golf club holder.
I was going to say, were you saying that Rigel's playing golf or announcing that golf?
Well, he's announcing golf,
Yeah,
but
he's
in a really
announcing
dry
golf.
tone.
Okay,
So he's
kind of
sitting there
sound like
just
you're...
going, what the fuck is this?
Okay, it sounded like you were saying he was playing the golf at one point, but I don't know if Rigel would be a great choice for golf. See, now originally I thought Rigel would be a great choice for
He tried to get
wrestling,
Rigel for wrestling.
but you beat me to it. So congratulations, but he would be terrible for golf because if he was to urinate, he would damage the field, and golf fields are expensive to keep up. You don't want somebody like that around damaging the turf. I mean, that's just a hazard, a fire hazard even.
But he'd want to get out of it.
And he would try and bluff his way out of it. I think he would find himself in more scandal in the golf world, in the shady world of
Golf would finally be entertaining. That's why he's the best.
But if it started in the announcer booth, it would just be a disaster. You wouldn't be able to hear them. They'd be talking like helium. And
it's true. It's true. The moment he farts, it would be everybody helium, and then there'd be like no one would be able to pay attention to what's going on.
That would also be hilarious and a reason to watch golf.
All right. Well, you know what? You make somewhat of a valid point, but I feel like Rigel just really wouldn't understand the game of golf.
That's why he'd be cynical about it, and that's a reason to watch golf.
Well, the fact is, even if Rigel was there, nobody watches golf anyway. Now, baseball, a sport that everybody does watch, and Aaron's son is a delight. I feel like people would be too much of in a riot that she's announcing the sport of baseball to a degree that seems almost insulting, because baseball is a beloved sport by the fans of baseball. And
I'd just like to say that only America watches baseball. Like in Australia, I've never known, we might play it when we're kids, but no one watches baseball.
But
But you know what everybody watches? Wrestling. A lot of people around the
No.
world watch wrestling. Yes, you can find wrestling in every culture around the world. There's mud wrestling. There's wrestling in almost every corner of this planet. And that's why people watch the WWE and would watch Chiana announce such an entertaining and colorful sport.
I think more people would watch baseball if they got to look at Claudia Black occasionally during it. But that's just me being gay.
That's just facts. That's facts.
That's a good answer.
And
I just think Rigel would be more entertaining all around. Erin's basically just a really hot woman, and I just think Rigel has more character and more entertainment in just complete absurdity in the situation. Although Erin,
but maybe Rigel has too much character for the sport of golf. They would never hire him. You need to be
quiet. The internet
quiet.
would meme him as Fat Kermit.
I don't think he would fit with the quiet, respectful tone of a golf announcer. I think he would be fired day one.
that's why Happy Madison was popular, because he was wacky and loud and outrageous. So, and that was a hit film. So he put Rigel in there.
Yeah, but he wasn't the announcer. He was the player.
It could be for announcement.
Davin, you're muted.
I said Rigel and Erin would both be fired day one. Maybe Chiana too. She's unpredictable. Trav, everything you said resonated with me. Rigel was the obvious pick, but there's a reason for that. He's got the best wit to be a sports announcer. In golf was the right choice, I think. I didn't think of that. I was thinking of him doing other things, but that's hilarious.
I just think in a situation he would get pompous and do it.
Yeah. It would give him the most time to go off and be hilarious. And then when you guys tried to skewer him with the helium, that just made it more funny. So yeah, Trav gets the point on this one.
I agree. But
no, I did love you doing Erin as doing the bit. That was hilarious.
That was so funny, dude. I was trying to keep my shit in so hard, and it was not happening.
If I had more time to practice, there was going to be an accent, but I did not feel confident in that.
But again, I don't think Erin has she would be funny for the first inning, and then she would have played all her hits, whereas Rigel is endless. All right. So we got a game here. Whew. All right. History. Who is the best historical Earth figure to make a peacekeeper in the time of Moya's crew? So a little time travel here, but let's go to time and space.
I believe I'm first in this one.
All right.
I chose a man of stature, a man of height, of wit, and tactics unbeknownst to the modern man. Well, actually, very beknownst to the modern man, because everybody has educated themselves on all of this man's tactics. Coming in at a staggering 5'6", weighing in at a solid 170 pounds, with 50 wins and 10 losses to his military record, the one and only dominating European king, Napoleon Dynamite Bonaparte. This man has captivated military history ever since his engagements, to the degree where everybody now battles in Napoleonic war tactics. Rank, insignia, and all those things were developed for the most part by this man, and he would make an excellent addition to the Peacekeepers. I'll get to that in my debate of openness. Yes.
Okay. Next up, Trav.
I picked Stalin without thinking about it too much. But just wanted a name. But considering that he sort of joined the Nazis to invade Poland and the genocide on certain groups of people. He was sort of like the Peacekeepers in a lot of ways, in that you saw the Peacekeepers, yes, they wanted to be the ultimate power, but they were willing to sort of join, to do sort of off things, and sort of go, you think they go against them, but don't. And he certainly was one of those people who sort of courted the Nazis and then came out of it and sort of done his own thing. I don't know how to explain it, but he certainly, his personality, I think, would fit to be a leader within the Peacekeepers, because he'll do whatever he needs to do to make the Peacekeepers the greatest empire in the galaxy.
Okay. Jen.
So I decided not to learn about military history when researching this, and I went in a different direction with Hugo Boss. He joined the Nazis before Hitler came into power. This was his choice to join them. He is known for making their uniforms, and often with like prisoner labor. So the Peacekeepers have like undoubtedly gorgeous uniforms, but they are still stained with blood because the history of Earth and the history of the Peacekeepers is full of little insignificant men who could have said no to this and instead decided, I'm going to be famous for making clothes for the bad guys. And I hate military history.
It didn't have to be a military figure, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I found
Open debate.
a loophole.
Yeah, loophole. All right.
Well, to if you want to talk about, men of stature, I think Napoleon is, definitely stands among the rest while being below their chins. He is a unique and charismatic figure when in the military world, and being one in the Peacekeeper universe, bringing all the factions of the Peacekeeper society together to overthrow whatever species they see fit. He's a character that's not too unfamiliar with genocides, as he's attempted a few of his own. So he's the more ideal choice, opposed to Stalin, who failed a lot. So did
the Peacekeepers.
Well, you don't want you don't want to bring a failure into a failing society. You want a man that's going to win. And Hugo Boss, I'm sure he can stitch a fine outfit, but I don't think he could stitch together the Society of Peacekeepers. So I'm not too sure.
The question doesn't mention being good at a peacekeeper, as a peacekeeper. It doesn't mention leading them. Just the best historical Earth figure who could be one.
To make a peacekeeper. Okay. Well,
I think Hugo Boss would have joined up and said, yeah, let me make you fashion. Please don't kill me.
I'll make you your black leather gimp outfit. Don't kill me.
I'm sure he would have been a very subservient peacekeeper and would have made their fashion well. But would he have been the best historical Earth figure to be a part of that? I'm not so certain. I feel Napoleon has more qualities to bring than a double stitch, and
I would also like to say the question is best historical Earth figure to make a peacekeeper in the time of Moya's crew. So you want Stalin, who made a lot of mistakes, you want him to make mistakes because it's in the time of Moya's crew, and we love Moya's crew. So we definitely want someone who is imposing, but also just a little bit shit. Like a little bit shit.
Well, then would it be Hugo Boss is not that? We don't need another villain around here. We need
more shit and fabulous.
Do we need more minions like Braca? Just weird little guys who are technically bad guys, but they're not really a threat. We love those guys. You love to hate them. They are inconsequential in the long run, but you can fight them.
He's like Braca. He's like,
Yeah.
Really, do we need a military leader for Moya's crew to go up against? We've got enough of those.
Maybe
I feel like we do. I feel like the Peacekeepers needed a slightly better military leader because all the ones they had were kind of shit, and to add a little more threat to the crew of Moya, who kind of needed it. I feel like they had a pretty relaxed and easy journey throughout their farscaping adventure.
Are you saying you hate Moya's crew? Is that what you're saying? You want them to die?
I think that's what he's saying.
I think the fans
that Moya's crew could. I'm saying that Moya's crew could overcome the challenges that Napoleon would bring to the Peacekeeper entities.
That's because they would step.
Sorry, Jennifer.
That's because they would step on him. If nothing else, I made you laugh. I wouldn't.
Murphy, do you want Moya's crew to die? Answer the question.
I do not want Moya's crew to die.
Okay.
I just wanted them to have a more. I feel like they would be on the winning side of a Napoleon conflict.
But why do you hate them so much? You want them to suffer more?
I just want them to have good fashion.
This is becoming an Inquisition.
They suffer on that
point.
show. Yeah, this one was pretty close 3 ways here. But I'm giving it to Trek Trev, just because I feel like you fit yours in the world the best. You know, yours actually fit really well. Yours worked really well in the world, Jennifer, and was very interesting. But we would never see that character, so like, there's no reason for us to ever see them. So
to be fair, to have like Hugo Boss, I actually thought that was a really funny idea. Like,
yeah,
just the guy who's in the background, just measuring people for new uniforms.
Oh yeah, he could be in the background.
He could be the Garrick of the Peacekeepers.
Oh my god!
And how would you like your gimp outfit? Would you like more leather or less leather?
Drek Trav, you might want to stop talking, or you're going to lose yourself the point here. You might wait till I give the point out, then buttress the other person's argument. But yeah, I'm giving the point to Trav. Yeah, that was close though.
Oh, that was very close. Yeah.
Like Murphy, I didn't think you knew what you were doing at first because you just went on about Napoleon and didn't mention Farscape at all for your entire like opening. I'm like, just then you did. Then you brought it.
I had to give a resume, and then it was like, oh right,
yeah, it's like a resume.
Farscape.
Like I know this shit, Murphy. Like,
you said his middle name.
I chose Stalin, and then about 2 minutes before I came on here, I asked my partner, "Can you tell me some things about Stalin?" And then I just kind of used them and made up shit. So,
well, the reason I think it worked the best is you're like, it's somebody you could definitely see being a peacekeeper and falling into that world, but also being a little bit shit at it. Which is, again, keeps him alive.
Pilot said he kept making mistakes, and I was got it. That's where I'm going.
Yeah. That was a tricky one. I liked it. All right, so we are going on to the last one here, which is the Wildcard. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, there we go. Wildcard. What would be the best name for the show if it wasn't called Farscape? Trav, you're up first with this one.
Gotta see.
I chose Frell, Get Me Out of Here. Like, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, but Frell, Get Me Out of Here. Because they're basically just in a weird-ass situation all the time. They go, like, disgusting things, horrible things, like bugs, spiders, alien spiders. Like, I'm pretty sure that Farscape and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here are pretty much the same premise, which is you're putting random people into a situation that is completely ridiculous and expecting them to survive. Well, obviously not Guy and I'm a Celebrity, but in Farscape, it's actually a very fitting motif. Frel, get me out of here, is they basically don't want to be in any situation they're in, but they keep getting dragged into this shit constantly. And I think that it sort of Frel makes it just that little bit more punchy. I would say that they fit together quite well, and I think it would be a good catch for people watching the show. And I'm done.
All right. Next up, Jen.
Oh, I picked Muppets from Space because
Muppets from space.
so technically they're not Muppets; they are creatures. There's a whole like taxonomy of Muppetry, but John Crichton wouldn't care. He would just say, "Oh, Muppets from Space," and now when they make a Muppets movie based on another piece of media, they make it silly, but there's also heart to it. They are telling a good story, and you take the Muppets so seriously as actors, not just even as the characters. Farscape, I did not know what to expect when I first watched it. I thought it was going to be ridiculous and silly, and it was. And there is a Muppet that farts helium. But in the same episode as a Muppet farts helium, I cried about that Muppet. And I think it is not a Muppet show, but it has the same heart as the Muppets.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's tough. Well, tell them who their daddy isn't.
Dargo, tell them who their daddy is.
Yes. All right. So, my choice for this wildcard answer was in the tradition of all great space shows like Battlestar Galactica, Babylon 5, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise. The list goes on, and I feel that the only appropriate name for a show other than Farscape, which is admittedly a little confusing and probably turned some people off from watching this show, would have been Moya. I think Moya would have been the appropriate title for this show, as it's, the name of the ship. It's quick, it's easy, it's one word, and it's kind of like, what's Moya? What does Moya mean? And then you get to fall in love with everyone's favorite living ship. I think it follows the tradition of, like I said, sci-fi shows of past, where everybody kind of knows what they're getting up front, and I think it would be the best alternative to Farscape. Yeah, let's go with that.
All right.
Okay.
Open debate.
So I think if Moya was the best option, you wouldn't have spent half of your time listing other shows instead of getting to why Moya is the best option.
I was giving clear and shining examples of why a lot of sci-fi shows are named after the ship that's in the show. Okay, and Moya is an excellent name for a wonderful show. It's
but
brief.
Farscape isn't every other sci-fi show. Farscape is the weirdest sci-fi show that's ever been released. I'm pretty sure.
And Frel, get me out of here sounds like somebody's like quote of the show or their review, honestly, or somebody misspelled fell. So it's a little. I feel like that wouldn't exactly
Have you seen another sci-fi show with a title like that?
Maybe
I want to say yes, but I can't quite think of anything.
Is I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here is a competition show, yes. So,
but not a sci-fi show technically.
And only John Crichton is really out of his element here. The rest have been living like this for cycles.
Their existence. Yeah.
It's more about the situations. They're in wacky situations all the time that they don't choose, and they don't choose it because it's forced upon them like in a reality show. And that's why I thought Frell, obviously, because that's a swear word in the Farscape universe. Like, get me out of here is pretty much what all of them say at every point whenever anything happens.
And is I'm a celebrity a swear word that you're replacing with Frell?
Yes. Celebrities are often swear words. I replace with Frell.
Celebrities are just swear words in general. Yeah,
every time I stub my toe, I'm like Tom Cruise.
I'm not feeling the Freliv at all. And Muppets in Space is a bit on the nose, I feel. I don't know if there'd be a lot of intrigue in that. People would probably tune into it expecting, Kermit and Fozzie and
also,
surprised.
I love Muppets from Space the movie. Muppets from Space the movie was really good.
Yeah, there was that, wasn't there?
So, my issue with, I like the idea of the show being called Moya, but your argument is it's less confusing than Farscape.
Yeah,
but Moya is just the Earth audience.
It's not less confusing. It's at what point during the show do they say Farscape? What point do you get the moment when they say
the
Farscape?
first episode? He's the Farscape project. It's his...
Oh, okay. Well, that's a hole in my argument. Thanks.
And you hear Farscape, and you immediately know it's a landscape far away. It's mystical. It's science. It's space. What is Moya? We don't know.
Moya's the ship. Moya's the ship that we all fall in love with, that has like arcs and stories and even a child of her own.
It has wacky experiences and weird things going on. What? Frell, get me out of here. I don't want these wacky ass experiences where I almost die every week. That is the ultimate choice. Because it's weird and it's zany and it's very Farscape. Whereas Muppets from Space is already a movie with Muppets that I love, and Moya just sounds like we're going for the Enterprise treatment. You don't put Star Trek in the name, no one's going to know what Moya is.
Moya sounds more like a good prequel title. Like if you made a prequel ship, that could be called.
What can I argue about this? Moya's beloved, and it's like all the shows of sci-fi before it.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Moya, I think, does work better like after you've seen the show. You're like, oh, now it's sweet, but like Muppets from Space, already taken. Trav, yeah, I liked your argument on this one. I feel like, he's on fire from NBA Jam. Is that 3 in a row? Like, you're getting warmed up here. Fully warmed up.
I just want to win one. I've done a lot of trivial debates, and I've not won one. I always lose.
Well, you're in the lead now. Was that our history, or was that our Wildcard? That was our Wildcard.
That was the Wildcard. That's it. Yeah.
That means I'm eliminated.
Yeah, sorry, word pilot. You can pilot the ship now if you want to take over the banners and stuff.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let me get into my corner over here.
Put him to work after kicking him off the show, right?
All right. Well, in
speed
that
round.
Case, it's time.
And now it's time for the speed round.
All right. So we're in our speed round here. There's going to be 2 options.
Keep talking. I got to bring up my new timers because
2 options. Hopefully any lag from being in Australia doesn't come into here, because this one is a bit of a time thing, because whoever shouts out the one they want first, that's the one we go with, and they'll go first. The other person will debate for the other option, whether they want to or not, but sometimes that works out. All right, so speed round. Well, I can do the banners. You do the
if you do the
pictures.
banners.
Yeah.
There's no pictures for this, but yeah.
Oh yeah, there's not. Speed round. Movies. Dargo doesn't die in Peacekeeper Wars, but one of the following characters does. Which death would make for a better moment? Scorpius or Rigel?
Scorpius.
All right, Trav, why is it Scorpius?
Because Scorpius needed to die like 2 seasons before that when he originally died. Like, they dragged that character out so far that he just needed a big death and go, look, this MF is very, very needing of death. Like eventually he just became sort of the popular character they keep around because they think that's what people want. And I think that it would have been great to see a finality and a depth to that storyline completely by the
30 seconds for Jennifer.
So I don't think they kept him around longer than they needed to. Everyone loves Leather Daddy Voldemort. But Rigel he saved John and Aaron. He he sucked up all the stuff from the bottom of the ocean. He saved their family. He gave birth to their child, or he incubated their child. That is a tragic death. That is part of our family, not just a villain.
15-second rebuttal to Trev.
Is he with child when he's killed? Like, surely it's after, like, he didn't really want to, he just sort of had to, right? Whereas Scorpius, although, yes, I agree, that guy was great, his acting was great, he was just there too long.
15-second rebuttal, Jen.
Oh, whether or not he's pregnant when he dies shouldn't affect the fact that he did that. He has been part of our family. We've loved him. He's not currently pregnant with their baby, but he did that for them. He brought their family into the world.
All right. Well, it's gonna be point Jen because I think it would gut me. I would cry my eyes out.
I believe the phrase "Can I get?"
Yeah.
I completely forgot that
this was like a mercy killing.
I was gonna say I wanted Scorpius so bad.
Yeah,
I like Scorpius. I have no problem with Scorpius. I'm just arguing.
Yeah,
So tell me if you guys need context for this one because it's about 2 specific episodes. So I want to make sure you guys recall the episodes. Speed Round TV. Best example of how bonkers Farscape can be. Scratch and Sniff or Crackers Don't Matter. Now, do you guys need some qualification about those episodes? Okay, so Crackers Don't Matter is the one where there's that Troutix guy and he kind of has his eyes covered and he hates the light, but all they have is crackers, but they're all getting paranoid because of this light, and except for Zan, it makes her orgasmic the whole time. And then like John eventually loses his shit and he's just running around trying to like shoot, like they're all getting suspicious of each other for stealing crackers because the only food they have is crackers. And it's rife with paranoia, and John eventually goes crazy and he's shooting them all, and like, you know, it gets nuts, and he's just yelling crackers don't matter, and he's just like, it's wild. And Scratch and Sniff is the one where they hook Chiana and Jewel up to those, like, I don't know what they suck out of them, all this fluid, and it's a lot of fluid. I don't know where all the fluid comes from, but you know, they hook them all, they're on that weird planet and they're like sucking fluid out of people, and then they sniff it and they're like, ooh, I got high off your essence. And it's like, you guys remember that one?
I'm gonna go with Crackers Don't Matter.
Well, maybe this was a bad question. We'll come back to it. How about that? I do have another one.
All right, your call, Judge. What do you think?
All right, I had a feeling that one might not fly. All right, we'll come back. We'll make my tiebreaker the TV question.
Okay.
Who would have been the best character to have on the crew for the entire series, Zan or Sikozu?
Zan.
I heard Jen first.
Rossman was in first. Yeah.
So,
30 seconds.
Sikozu, she could have had much more character development, yes, but Zan, when she's introduced, she has like all of her weird species things with being a plant. We slowly learn about that. She had the like sexy mind meld. I think there's more uses for her character skills than Sikozu's in the plot.
30 seconds of Trev.
I feel like Sikozu we didn't know anything about. We got no expression. Zan sort of ran her time, and also she was a bit mixed match. She was sort of She was the empathetic one, but then also the most violent one, then also the most childish one. Like she would shift every episode. Whereas Sakozu, we just sort of saw bits of a character and never really got them fully explained, even by the end. It was just, oh, she's here now. And I think that she deserves more as a character, especially I'm pretty sure she was played by an Australian actress. I think she should have got
She
more.
was. Yeah. She was.
So was Zan, to be fair.
Sir, your time, sir. Rebuttal 15, Jen.
Oh, what I'm hearing is that Zan was a multidimensional, many-faceted character who could serve different parts of the plot. She had more character development in her time there than Sakozu did.
15 to Trev.
But that's why she shouldn't have been there for the full series, because she did have all that character development, whereas Sakozu didn't. Sakozu got barely anything because the focus had shifted so much to Aaron and John by that point that it was most characters other than Rigel got comedy.
Point Jen.
Point Jen.
Yeah.
I don't know who Sakozu is. I'm trying to figure it out in my head.
You don't? Oh,
Isn't she the one with
she's
the red
the
hair?
second redheaded girl that comes in, the one who can like walk up walls and stuff.
With the big
Yeah.
fucking things, right?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, no, I didn't like them.
I always forgot. I called her Suzuki Subaru.
She's one of those Australian actors I hated her acting. It's like, yeah.
Fair enough. Zan was awesome too. I just really wanted to talk about Scratch and Sniff and Crackers Don't Matter. Look, if you've never seen Farscape, you're probably not watching this debate right now. But either way, go watch those. You guys don't remember those episodes? Go watch those two episodes.
I remember the Crackers
my two favorite
ones.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scratch
I
and
remember
Sniff one, I
Crackers.
think you explained poorly because I
Scratch
can't
and-
quite.
Scratch and Sniff is the most insane episode, I think.
Is that
I
the
mean,
one where John and Dargo like wake up together because they are like
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
He's got like the legging, the tights.
No, not blue chick, green chick. Like there's that little Raxel, I think her name was, or that.
Played by Ben Brother's wife.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Interesting. So
Facts and
yeah,
knowledge.
that
with
episode's
Jen.
nuts. Go watch it. All right.
All right,
So-
close game.
Music. Who's fronting your metal band, Scorpius or Juloshko?
Scorpius.
Fuck's Jaloshko?
Ju-
Jewel? You know, red hair, screams, melts metal when she screams.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. All right. 30 to Jen.
So Jewel would make a good singer until she injured people or melted your equipment. You get like a limited time of her playing. Scorpius, you know, he could like, he just looks like he would be able to play any instrument you give him. He's not going to injure you by playing like Jewel would. I don't know why I said Scorpius.
Because you love him. 30 to Trev.
Jewel has the hair, the attitude, that I'm better than you sort of kick your ass sort of, I want to say, crazy chick thing. Like, and to be fair, she was bonkers in the series. Like, if you want red flags on a woman, it's her. And you want that to be lead singer of your heavy metal band because she do some messed up shit. Like, I'm sorry I'm swearing a lot. I'm Australian. That's what happens. But
Well, it's
Don't worry,
welcome on
we're
the show,
Canadian.
Canadian. All right. 15 seconds to Jen rebuttal.
Is Jewel really a metal singer or is she just a Spice Girl with anger? I don't see her doing. She can scream well, but she just looks like the sixth secret Spice Girl.
Give us what we want, what we really, really want. Rebuttal to Trav.
can I point out that if you listen to heavy metal, there's a lot of screaming. And if you listen to heavy metal, particularly from the 80s, there's a lot of perms. And there wasn't a lot of female heavy metal singers in the 80s, but I think that she would be perfect in a heavy metal band, mainly from the 80s.
I think that's it for rebuttals. Is it?
Yeah. Yep. And I think Count Morbid maybe should have been in the movie debate. I think he might have had the Wildcard debate. That's a good name for the show. Dude, where's my wormhole?
Yeah, he seems awesome.
Point Trav. See, my thought with this one was it was like Metal Screamer versus Metal Growler, because when Scorpius gets mad, he he growls. So, but
see, I was imagining more like Papa Emeritus from the band Ghost, where he's kind of like
Scorpius also played jazz in Farscape, didn't he? Like he's in like a jazz
that was
band
Harvey.
in one of John's visions.
That was Harvey.
They're the same.
No, they're not.
It's okay.
All right.
No, my name's Scorpius. No. Imaginary people in my head that only I can see get named Harvey. God, that was a great part of the show. Harvey was hilarious. All right. So, speed round sports. What piece of sports equipment should have been aboard John's shuttle? A golf putter or a basketball?
Basketball.
Ooh,
Basketball.
Jen.
Just imagine filling it with Rigel farts. But honestly, you can hit enemies from a distance. They're not going to realize it's not going to hurt that much. They're just going to see a giant ball coming at them, and they're going to duck, and you're going to get to attack them. Then more people can play the sport. You don't have to take your turns with a golf putter. You can have the entire crew having a bonding experience.
30 seconds, Trav.
A golf putter would fit in the shuttle. Like a basketball, where's he going to keep it? In his lap, he's flying around, he just has a basketball in his lap. Whereas with a golf club, you could like slide it down the side, you could beat aliens with it, you can pretend it's a gun like everyone's done with a golf club. Like you can, I don't know, use it to actually play golf, which would be kind of weird in Farscape, but you could. And Rigel could do the announcing. But the golf club would just fit in the shuttle then, to be honest.
15 seconds to Jen.
So, yes, you can't play basketball in the shuttle, but once you get to Moya, she can grow a basketball court. She can just adapt herself to have hoops. You have to take turns with the golf putter, and no one likes golf.
15 seconds, Trav.
But unlike a basketball, a golf club is practical in many circumstances. Moya has long corridors, you can play golf. Moya has an alien infestation problem, you can hit those aliens over the head vigorously. Or you can just use it to spin around for dramatic effect.
Damn, you guys both hit all the points I thought would make good arguments for those sides. Point Trav. That was tough, though. That was tough. Yeah, that was the hardest one yet.
The basketball would look cool for girls. Like it would.
Well, it's like, they could play it together as a crew and
family bonding.
With the golf putter, it is multifunctional, I think. At least it was a good debate.
5-4, Jen.
That was a hard one. Eh?
It's 5-4, Trav. Jen's got 4 points. We still got 2 questions left.
Whoever wins this is well deserved. You guys are bringing it. All right. Speed round history. Species. Whoops. I wrote that wrong. Anyway, which species? Oh, no, I didn't. Species whose history should have been explored more. Nabari or Luxons?
Nabari.
All right, Nabari.
30 to Trav.
I said Nabari because the Luxons, to be fair, are like standard sci-fi warrior race. Like I get that Diago isn't standard, like he's an in-depth character, but the Nabari are sort of, they had this interesting culture, the way Chiana deals with like people she meets from her culture. Like I feel like there's so much more there to look at than just, oh, I'm a warrior race.
30 seconds to Jen.
So Luxons seem like just a standard warrior culture, like Klingons. But look at all the great Klingon episodes of Star Trek we got once we got to Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. If we gave Luxons their own episodes, their own character arcs apart from Dargo, imagine all the culture that we're missing out on. We know there's things about the Nabari, we just don't know the details. Luxons, there's so much more to learn.
15-second rebuttal to Trav.
I think the trick is that Diago is a really good character, but the Luxons themselves are just standard warrior race, big long hair, Viking-esque feeling, which is just so overused in sci-fi. Whereas
15 seconds to Jen rebuttal.
Every Luxon except Dargo is the standard because they weren't given enough time to explore their culture and meet other individuals in depth.
Mic drop. Shivers concedes her time.
I mean, it's almost not fair, but give the point to Jen because I love the Klingon. But like relating it to Klingons was smart actually, because like from the outside they look like just a warrior race, but it's like they're like kind of the most fascinating species in Star Trek.
We got a deadly tie. It's all down to this.
Maybe that was a tough one too, but it's going to be decided by the wild card. Here we go. Best redemption arc: Crace or Scorpius?
Crace.
Ooh.
Oh, I think Trav took that one.
I would.
I heard them at the same time. I heard them at the same time, and he's coming from Australia, so I think he probably said it first.
All right, yeah. Trav gets Crace, Jen Scorpius. 30 seconds. Trav, go ahead.
I think Crace. Sorry, thing comes up. Crace goes from a vigorous vendetta to kill Crichton for killing his brother, and he goes through it by sort of leading into Aaron and then Talon. His evil kind of leads to his good in a way. Like all the bad things of his past leading to him being good. Scorpius just realizes that, oh shit, he made a mistake. Whereas Crace learns lessons every time we meet him.
30 seconds to Jen.
Crace was barely a villain. He was an annoyance with a ponytail. Him having a redemption arc is just realizing, hey, I don't want to kill this one guy I'm mad at. Scorpius realizing he made a mistake. Scorpius was the bad guy. For him to realize he made a mistake, that takes so much more like inner character growth. To realize that you don't hate that one guy anymore, fine, I do that all the time. But I've never decided not to be that evil.
15-second rebuttal to Trav.
The thing is with Scorpius, though, is he was just obsessed with John by the end. Like, John, he was weirdly loved him. Crace was obsessed with John, but then eventually grew to, like, feel for Talon, feel for all of everyone. Like, he went from being horrible to being good.
15-second rebuttal, Jen.
Isn't being in love with John the greatest redemption of all? He decided to be obsessed rather than being. I don't know. I just lost that one. I think. Damn it.
Davin, you are muted again.
It's because I'm muting it because of the dryer beeping.
We don't hear it, but
You've done it, Trav. You've won a Trivial Debates.
Yay! Jennifer did really good.
I know, it was so hard. So hard.
Some of the choices you made, Jennifer, I was honestly sitting there, I'm going, that is a really great way to look at it. That's like way more thoughtful than my brain. Like, so good.
I wanted Grace so bad. You said everything I was going to say about Grace.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I like I say, I did hear you guys at the exact same time.
Yeah.
But,
Very well deserved win. Congratulations.
Jen with the power moves.
I mean, and to be fair, they both took their turn as being the villain. Grace was the villain for season 1.
Scorpius was the villain for longer, so he seems like worse. But if Grace had been there the whole time, he probably would have been just as bad.
Yeah, that was a great one though.
Also, we both got 5 points, so we both won it. It's fine.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
that was a close one. That was a close one.
That
and
was really
you guys
fun.
brought the heat. That was awesome. Lots of laughs, lots of tears, just like a good Farscape episode.
Yeah.
Yep. Super proud. Thank you, everybody, once again for joining us here on a wonderful episode of Trivial Debates.
Yeah. If anyone would like to wax poetic on how great Farscape is for a moment, go ahead and here's your chance.
So Farscape, like I live tweeted it on Twitter, and I'm not going to wax poetic about the show, but the people who made it. Like the people who made it are so interested and love the fans and their enthusiasm. Ricky Manning followed me on Twitter. He was interacting with me like every episode. Gigi Edgley follows me on Twitter. Like Ben, I described Ben Browder's character as a masculine or a pathetic masculine meow meow. And at one point, someone put together a bunch of tweets about John Crichton, and they had Ben Browder read them, and Ben Browder made a meow meow sound because of my tweet. This show is a labor of love, and these people continue to love it, and I think everyone else should love it as much as the creators and actors do.
It's just a lot of fun. I think Farscape, out of any sci-fi show, is just, it never goes where you want it to, where you expect it to go. It always has weird, wacky things. Sometimes the creatures, I want to say Muppets, but creatures, sometimes the creatures look stupid. Sometimes they're the coolest thing you'll ever see, which is Pilot, to be honest. Pilot is the coolest thing you'll ever see. But I honestly, I'm so glad I gave it a second chance. It's one of those shows that I think to be fair, I think the Australianness added into it meant that it went weirder than any American sci-fi would go.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about it, to be honest.
I think the Australianness of it is one of its highlights, really.
I described Farscape to someone as imagine something terrible that would happen to Miles O'Brien in one episode of DS9. Now make that a season-long arc that you cry about.
Yeah.
That should be comedy and turn it into tragedy, and vice versa.
There are many O'Brien arcs we've cried about in the past.
It's hard to explain, people. If you haven't seen it, it's just so crazy. Just go watch it. It's crazy.
If you've made it this far in this podcast and have never seen Farscape, kudos to you. Thank you for joining us. But please watch Farscape. It's one of the more unique and entertaining sci-fi shows I've personally had the wonderful enjoyment of watching. I enjoyed Jen's live tweets of the show every day. I look forward to them. And watching people enjoy Farscape is one of my wonderful pleasures, because I get to sort of live vicariously through them as they enjoy one of the best sci-fi shows that is highly underrated. So hopefully more people will definitely check that out.
And remember, crackers don't matter.
Crackers don't matter. But you know what does matter, and what more people should check out, are the things of our lovely host, Davin Skellhorn. Davin, thank you for writing the questions and bringing us all these wonderful, entertaining moments here today in this Farscape episode. Where can the people find you and your your doings and future happenings?
Oh, on Mondays, I can be found. Right here. X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show. And, I'm not there, but check out the Graphic Histories podcast as well. Yeah, it's part of our whole kind of comics brand over there. And soon you'll be able to see me here again. Hey, Murphy, we'll be back.
It's true.
Coming back. We're making a comeback. Just like Trav. Trav, that might have been the ultimate comeback in the history of Trivial Debates. I'm not sure, but you just like...
On Farscape. I'm a Trek Trav channel, and I won the Farscape Trivial Debate.
Yeah, the home field advantage. Speaking of all that, Trav,
I do things over there. Well, I do things over there on the Star Trek Network, usually on Sundays too.
Beautiful. Trav, where you being our winner, where can the people find you and all your future endeavors?
If you look up Trek Trav anywhere, so Trek Trav on YouTube, Trek Trav on TikTok, Trek Trav on Instagram, Trek Trav on Blue Sky, Trek Trav on Twitter, X, whatever the hell it is, Trek Trav on Threads, just look up Trek Trav. That's where I am. Star Trek content, episode reviews, crazy shit going on all the time.
Like Farscape.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to do Farscape reviews in the future.
No, like
I should do Farscape reviews, but
yeah, well,
watch that be your highest viewed content. But thank you again. You did an excellent job in coming back and finally winning your first Trivial Debates. Hopefully it'll be one more of many. Second place, our wonderful and always entertaining, quick-witted Jennifer Lee Rossman. Jennifer, where can the people find you and your future endeavors?
I'm on Twitter at Jen L. Rossman, and I have my books, science fiction, fantasy, and horror. The JenniferLeeRossman.blogspot.com. And I have a book. I have a book coming out called Allosaurus in Wonderland, Tales from Avalonia, which is essentially dinosaurs in time travel. It's because everything is Jurassic Park in my world.
Will there be a Stegosaurus sex scene?
I will try to fit a joke.
Spoilers
for you, at least. Just if you just search for Jennifer Lee Rossman on Amazon, you can find my books.
Fabulous. Thank you for taking some time with us after a busy day of playing some Star Trek D&D. We're going to pick your brain about that some more, and maybe we can just draw something up for Live Long and Podcast to take part in.
Absolutely.
Maybe work that out. And me being the runt of the litter, the final player, the last of them all.
Loser. You can say it. Loser.
Yeah, you know what? It's fair. I'm the frelling loser.
It was nice watching someone in the box that wasn't me.
I did my best. I tried my hardest. It was rough at the beginning, but I still had fun, and I want to thank you all for joining myself and everyone that's decided to watch. I want to thank you for joining us as well. You can find me on the socials at WorldMind. I do the photography, I do the video, but most importantly, I do the productions of podcasts like this one, Trivial Debates. And as Davin brought up, it's coming back. Don't call it a comeback. Hold up, a movie podcast. I believe we've hit the date of March 16th.
We're coming back with a Canada theme.
Yeah, mid-March, that weekend of it's happening. Oh, Canada, we got Strange Brew, Canadian Bacon, and 2022's I Like Movies. So hopefully it'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to getting back in the swing of things there. Yeah. Thank you again.
I don't watch movies unless we're doing that podcast. I've come to realize we stopped doing the podcast and I stopped watching movies. So
yeah, I
kind of
needed to focus on some shows. Yeah, I needed a break. I needed an emotional break from things and stuff, and it's time to come back. We'll get into the depths and weeds of that when we come back to that show. Thank you again, Jen and Trav, for taking time to be with us. It was so much fun. I'm gonna have you both back again. Your wonderful presences in our little sphere of entertainment. I gotta wrap this up. Join us next episode. It's going to be at the end of the month. It's going to be this March. What was my theme? I have it. I swear I do. I know it's around here somewhere. What was my theme? There was an episode. I picked it. It was for March, and it's a thing. I'm looking it up right now. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm looking it up. I swear it's gonna happen. It was shit. Nope. Wait for it. Here we are. Reboot. Yes, that's right. Of course, it's gonna be Reboot.
Alphanumeric.
It's gonna be alphanumeric indeed. If you don't know about Reboot, 90s show, wonderful cartoon.
Canadian. Amazing. I think it only really played in Canada.
Well, it played in Canada, but also played in the States. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
It was. Yeah, it didn't get. They didn't get all the releases internationally, but Reboot's amazing. Check out the documentary Reboot Rewind. We'll talk all about Reboot next episode. I'm gonna find some strong contenders. It's gonna be alphanumeric. Thank you all. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Oh wait, did I do that? Wait. Okay. Oh God, I'm so rusty at all of this. Oh jeez.
You couldn't even get it right on my.
Wait.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. Tune in to X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show. Artistic interviews with graphic histories. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And movie reviews with Hold Up, a movie podcast. And while you're at it, spin a few records with Eamon on Track. Watch us duke it out on Trivial Debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.